everyone, and welcome back to the channel. How to drench your room like a pro, mastering fabric and texture layering in interior design. Pattern drenching. It's a term that's bringing new life to an old age of interior design techniques. Pattern drenching, it's the art of layering patterns, textures, and colors throughout your space. Is create a very immersive, cohesive look. For itself, it feels very modern, which is why it's so catchy as of now. But the concept, again, has been a part of interior design for centuries. So think of the traditional European homes where florals, stripes, damask coexisted seamlessly, even in the 1960s and the 1970s, when bold geometric prints ruled the entire room. I mean the entire room, from ceiling to the beds to the floors. There was pattern everywhere. But today we're embracing this technique again, and we're going to give it a fresh and contemporary spin with intentional layering, tips, tricks, hints, and ideas on pattern drenching. It's more than simply just adding patterns to a space. It's about creating depth, creating interest. Most of the time, it's normally looked at with maximalists in their design. It can also be tailored for those of us who prefer a very subtle, more sophisticated, classy design. Not that that isn't, but it's rooted in the idea that a room will feel cohesive, and we want it to still feel very harmonious when the patterns are intentionally, as I'm going to show you here, layered, and they all work together again to form that beautiful, sophisticated room. I am using an art piece here as the foundation of my design. I'll show you how I'm going to successfully pattern drench a room with confidence. Interior designer, decorator, and a stylist, know that it's going to transform your space into a very personal, inviting masterpiece just for you. Ensure that the design is intentional because it's about you, and it's also going to be balanced, and overall it's going to be very eye-catching. My journey for this particular design style, which is my artwork, it features a soft color palette of creams, taupes, slate blues, and olive greens, providing me with that perfect inspiration piece. Now, the beauty of using art as your starting point in your space is that it anchors the room. It's a guiding point for your color choices, for your patterns. And with this particular piece, the earthy tones and the organic shapes, for me, is still creating that harmonious foundation for all of the fabrics that I am going to be selecting for the space, or that I have chosen and selected for the space. Now, the first layer of pattern comes from this houndstooth in a dusty rose. Now, and orange blue as well. Now, this particular pattern itself is very classic and classy and timeless. The structure and the geometric elements feels very fresh. It feels very new. It feels very modern, and it also, with it being done in the softer hues, it makes it ideal. I still want it light, bright, open, and airy, and soft, a floral fabric. Now, with that, that will introduce the organic and the contrast that I would like to do, which also works well with the houndstooth print. Now, the particular floral features very soft, delicate yellows, subtle green, and that echoes the tones in the artwork. The floral prints bring a sense of movement and softness to the space. It's ensuring that the design will continue to feel very dynamic, and it'll also feel very balanced. It's essential when you are pattern drenching to pair an organic pattern with geometrics, and what that does is it breaks up basically the monotony, the repetition in the space. You don't want to continue with the same print or pattern throughout the whole room. And to add richness, I'm going to layer a textured muted leopard print. Now, this animal print has been a long staple in design. It's almost like adding anything that is timeless, classic, and classy. It also has a very unexpected edge. With the subdued tones of it, the fabric ensures that it works harmoniously with other elements without overpowering them. I have this beautiful slate blue velvet. Velvet is essential for creating a very luxurious feel in any space. Solid color provides the visual rest that your eye would need amidst the more intricate patterns. The key here is also balancing scale and proportion. You want to provide larger scale patterns like floral that will shine on big pieces such as your drape. Medium scale fabrics that will work beautifully such as the houndstooth on chairs, pillows, while small scale texture leopard print, you can use that through your accessories such as ottomans, throws. But each piece has its own place in your design. What it is all going to do is, again, ensure that the design feels very layered, doesn't feel chaotic. So you don't want to walk into your room and feel overwhelmed. Color harmony is another crucial element. So every pattern, every fabric that I've chosen will tie back to the artwork palette, the tones of the blues, and of course it pulls in all of these colors that I have chosen here. Now the houndstooth mirror the warmth in the artwork, which is also mirroring but the shapes, well, the geometrics that you see going on in the art. Floral fabric, what it does, it introduces the soft pinks, the yellows that bring in that life and that energy that your space does need in order to pop and to feel like it is coming alive, so to speak. What it does, it reinforces the earthy tones and the undertones that the artwork has as well. This palette, it will ensure that even the boldest patterns feel connected to my space while creating overall unified look. Another thing that is crucial when you are doing this particular design style, pattern mixing, matching, or what we're calling pattern drenching, is the placement is equally important. Now picture a sofa upholstered in slate blue, French blue, and a velvet. Now style this with a houndstooth pillow cover in both the dusty rose and maybe the French blue. Add a throw in a leopard print, add some texture as well as some curtains maybe that picks up the browns and beige tones that is also in this artwork, and the floral print of the fabric as well for a pillow. And all of this will draw the eye inward. It would also draw the eye upward. It will draw the eye downward, but without it being overwhelmingly overpowering in the space. And especially if you're a person who, like me, likes light, bright, open, and airy, and you still want your space to feel very warm and comfortable and cozy, but also serene, so not so overpowering because you have a lot of prints and patterns in your space. You don't want it to feel, as I like to call it, busy. So lighting also plays a pivotal role in your pattern drenching. Natural light highlights the richness of the velvets and the details of the florals, while the artificial lighting in the space enhances the textures of the leopard print because it will shine off of it as well as with your velvet fabric. Now accessories, they also tie everything together. Incorporate the elements like ceramic vases in cream or taupes, a floral arrangement that mirrors the fabric's maybe color palette. You don't want it to get too overwhelmingly like you're getting matchy, but again, this is all about pattern drenching, bringing pattern and color into your space, but creating a very cohesive and very cozy space. It has pattern, it has texture, and it has a lot of color, but it also picks up all of the colors that is also going on in the artwork. So with pattern drenching, it's not about throwing every pattern into a room. It's about, again, creating a balance, a symphony, so to speak, of texture, colors in your design. So by starting with your foundational piece, like I have here with the artwork, you have a guide to ensure that every choice, everything that you're doing in the space feels very intentional, and it also is creating a cohesive design. Mixing them all, it's going to bring about that very intentional design space that feels like, as people like to say, it was done by an interior designer. And you'll create a space that feels not only bold, it will feel beautiful, it will feel timeless, and it will feel classic, especially to you. And I will be featuring all of these elements in an upcoming video. Again, as always, stay inspired, motivated, keep moving, creating something beautiful. If not for yourself, then definitely for someone else. This has been Chanel, and I'll see you all for the next one. Bye for now.